Okay, Phoebe, I'm going to go through some of the problems from your homework since we ran out of time. I don't want you to fall any more behind, so that's why I'm doing this. So these are, compared to what we just did, these are easy problems for you, so let's just work through them. I'm just kind of going to do them and explain them and make sure you understand them, because on the test I'm not going to be there with you, so you're going to have to do them by yourselves. So this is from page 59. And you know the problems, so I'll just start doing them here. So the first one is 52. The problem says, find the slope-intercept form of the equation of the line that passes through the given point and has the indicated slope. So, for 52, they're giving you in the book 0.010, and they're giving you the slope of -1. So everything is going to revolve around this slope-intercept equation, y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope, b is the y-intercept, and x and y stand for the point. So over here we have a point, which is 0, 10, so that's your x and y. The thing you don't have is b. So you put your x and y in. I'm going to go really quickly on these so you're not watching this video all day. So you're going to have 10 equals, m is -1, x is 0, plus b, and you can see -1 times 0 is just going to be nothing. So you have your b is 10. So you just fill everything back in. You get y. You leave the x and y in when you're writing equation of a line. Your slope is, they gave you your slope, -1, x plus 10. And so that is your final answer in the slope-intercept form. Okay, let's jump down to number 62. The only difference here is he's giving you ones with fractions, just to make it more complicated. 3/2, and your slope is equal to 0. Okay, this one's a little bit easier in some respects, because when you fill it in, this is your x, this is your y. You're using y equals mx plus b. So you would get 3/2 for your y equals m, which is 0, x is -1/2, right? And b we don't know, and here we go again, that's 0, so you get your y-intercept is just 3/2. And when you go to write this equation, if your slope is 0, just remember it's a horizontal line. It's just going to be horizontal, and it's going to pass through on the y-intercept at 3/2. So you don't have a slope, so if you go to put it in y equals mx plus b, this would just be gone in this equation, and so you just have y equals b, so it's 3/2. So again, when you see a slope of 0, it's a horizontal line, and it's going to pass this y point right here, 3/2. So you could have just looked at the point, knowing the slope is 0, it has to cross through y at 3/2. So that's your answer to that. Okay, the next one is 68. This one says find the slope-intercept form of equation of a line passing through the 2 points. He gives you two really crazy problems, because these aren't the typical problems that you get. It's a little bit frustrating here. So 68, equation of a line going through -1, 4, and 6, 4. In order to write an equation of a line, I'm assuming you learned this equation. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. This is your point slope equation. We don't even need that yet, I don't think. So if you want to write an equation of a line, first thing you want to do is find your slope. So let's just do that. You know how to find slope. It's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And this is your x1, y1, x2, y2. So we're going to subtract. So we get 4 minus 4 all over 6 minus the -1 will be plus 1. So your slope is 0. You can just, when your slope is 0, remember what I said, it's a horizontal line, and you can see right away that both y coordinates are 4, so it's just going to be a horizontal line going through y equals 4. So you would just put y equals 4, because we don't have a slope. This whole thing would be wiped out because you would have 0 times all the x's, and you would put your point in, and you would end up with y equals 4. So your horizontal lines are always y equals. Remember, if you split this y upside down, it looks like an H. So the horizontal line going through 4. Okay, let's move on. The next one, just like that one, is just like that one. The other ones in the book are not like that one, but he picked the two that are just like that for some reason. Okay, so let's look at 76. That one is 1/5 and -2, -6, -2. Right away, look at this. Your y coordinates are both the same, so when we subtract -2 minus 2, we're going to get 0. So your slope right away is going to be 0. And then when we write our equation, it's going to be a horizontal line. Sorry, my lines are so crooked. Going through y equals -2. So your equation for this one is just going to be y equals -2. So I'm assuming he doesn't want you to learn how to use that point slope equation yet. Okay, next one, 84. You are to determine whether the two sets of points are lines that are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. So you're given line 1, it's -2, -1, and 1, 5. Line 2 is 1, 3, and 5, -5. Remember, if you have parallel lines have same slope. Perpendicular lines, slopes are negative reciprocals of one another. So what we have to do is find the slopes between these two and decide whether the slopes are the same, then they'll be parallel, or if they're negative reciprocals, then they'll be perpendicular, and if they neither are true, then the lines aren't parallel or perpendicular. So I'm going to do the slope of line 1. So we get 5 minus a minus 1 would be plus 1. 1 minus a minus 2 would be plus 2. So we're going to get 6 over 3, and our slope for that one is 2. Let's do slope for the second one. So we get -5 minus 3. 5 minus 1 is -8 over 4. And we get -2. Let me just check that, because that's going to be neither. This is number 84. Unless I did something wrong. -5 minus 3 is -8, 5 minus 1, or if I copied the problem wrong, that could have happened. 1, 3, 5, -5. Okay, these slopes, I need to do this on a piece of paper, so hold on. -2, 84. Did I do this one wrong? 6 over 3. Okay, these slopes, they're not the same, and they're not the negative reciprocals, so I would guess this one is neither. Hopefully I didn't make a mistake on that. Alright, and let's look at the next one, 86. Same deal. You have 4 8 and -4 2. The second line is 3, -5, -1, 1/3. So we're going to subtract the y coordinates. This is 1 and this is 2. So the slope of 1 is going to be 2 minus 8 over -4 minus 4. So we get -4 over -8, which is 1/2. The slope of the second one is, we have to deal with fractions, 1/3 minus a and negative 5 would be plus 5 over negative 1 minus 3. 5 is the same as 15/3. You just multiply 5 by 3. And so we're going to get 16/3 over negative 4 over 1. I think there was something wrong on that one. 2 minus 8 is negative 6. I knew it. Okay, hold on a sec. I'm trying to go too fast for myself. Okay. Hold on a second. I'm trying to erase, but I can't seem to erase here very good. There it is. Okay. Let me fix this real quick. So this is going to be negative 6 over 8, which is 2 would be 3/4. Okay, this seems to work better now. Okay, and so I'm going to flip the bottom of this one, and I'm going to get 1 over 4, and that's negative. The 4 goes into 16 4 times, and so I'm going to get negative 4/3. And you can see these two are negative reciprocals. So these two lines are perpendicular. Okay, slopes are negative reciprocals. If the slopes were the same, it would be, if the slopes were the same, they would be parallel. This one bothers me because it seems like it should be something else. Let me just check again. 1 minus minus 2 is plus 2. This would be negative 5 minus 3. 5 minus 1. Negative 8 over 4 is negative 2. Okay, no negatives going on with that one. Okay, let's go on to the next section. Hold on a second. Alright, next one is, hold on a second, I gotta answer Talon back on her text. Okay, now we are on 96. This is actually the last one. But I wanted to do for you 87 for the same reason. He picks odd problems. It doesn't teach it, that way you don't learn how to do them by you doing odd problems. You have to do, I don't mean odd like 87 odd, but just strange problems. So I'm going to do 87 for you. This one says, here's the problem, 4x minus 2y equals 3 through the point 2, 1. It says write the slope-intercept form of the equations to the line through the given points. And then you're supposed to write one parallel and one perpendicular to the given line. So you're supposed to write a line parallel to this line and an equation of a line perpendicular to this line. So the first thing you have to do is solve it for y to get it in slope-intercept form. So you get negative 2y equals negative 4x plus 3. Divide everything by negative 2, so you get y equals 2x minus 3/2. Okay, so our slope, that's the main thing we're digging for right here. The slope is 2. So you want to write an equation of a line parallel to this line and perpendicular. So if you're going to do the parallel one, here's this formula I was talking about. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. This is our x1, y1, and this is our slope. If it's parallel, it's going to be the same slope. So I'm going to fill in this point and this slope, and then put it into our form y equals mx plus b. So we get y minus 1 equals, our slope is 2 because we're doing the parallel one, x minus 2. And then all we have to do is put it in the y equals mx plus b form. 2x minus 4 plus 1. And so you get y equals 2x minus 3. That one is your parallel. This one's parallel. To do the perpendicular one, we do the same formula, y minus y1, this is called point slope form, times x minus x1, and this time we want the perpendicular. So the perpendicular slope is the negative reciprocal. And you just plug these in. Y minus 1 equals 1/2 times x minus 2, and we just work this out, equals 1/2 x minus 1 plus 1. What did I do wrong here? Plus 1. It's a negative reciprocal. I didn't carry that through. So that would be plus 1. So you get y equals negative 1/2 x plus 2. Okay, finally, let's do this last one. It's supposed to be similar, but it's just strange. Okay, so the problem is 4x, or is it 6x? Okay, we'll get this started anyway. 6x plus 2y. It's not that strange, it's just fractions. It's hard to learn things using decimals and fractions. Your point is negative 3.9 and negative 1.4. So the first thing you have to do, I'm just going to get you started on this one because I'm out of room on my paper here, is put it in slope intercept form. So you get 2y equals negative 6x plus 9. Divide everybody by 2, so you get y equals negative 3x plus 9/2. And I would put this, since you're dealing with decimals here. Oops, I lost my pen. I won't write anymore. Since you're dealing with decimals, hold on a second. Here it is. You're dealing with decimals here. I would take and change this into a decimal. So let's change this into a decimal. Into 9 divided by 2 would be 4.5. And then you take your equation y minus negative 1.4 would be plus 1.4. You want the parallel slope. Well, actually, we don't even need this, so it doesn't matter. You want the parallel slope, so you're going to use exactly this slope, minus 3 times x plus 3.9, and then you just do that in your calculator. And then you're going to do the same thing, and you're going to use the negative reciprocal, so it would be 1/3 times x plus 3.9. And then you solve for y, and you have y-intercept form. Alright, hopefully that's helpful. If you have any others, you can always scan me in a copy of it and I can help you out with that. So that's it. Hopefully it wasn't too long.